HTS3. Yeah, I mean, this it's pretty crazy that we're even here in the first place, but of course, Rexar is taking the first game over Sync Esports, and of course, Sync coming back again. We jumped into this series obviously later on in the second game, but from what we can tell, Sync coming back strong in game 2 and really making a big statement there. Nearly had 20,000 golden experience, did about 20 minutes in or so, and eventually pulling through with that. So here we are in the third game. Was it a fluke, or can Rexars compete once again and possibly even make one of the bigger upsets so far in Haunter Season 3 happen? Now, one thing is worth noting, I don't know if you said you probably noticed, I don't know. Anyways, Zibby is apparently playing for Rexars. I did not notice that until we were loading into this game, actually.
I
just
know
before,
it.
so you knew it for a long time. But
I don't know. Who knows?
So I guess, yeah, so obviously no longer part of BMG, but has found a new home here in Rexars, at least for this cycle, and safe to say he's definitely a nice little factor for their current success, but that's fun to note there as well. So knowing that we got that going on. You know, something else that I actually noticed too, as I'm going to pull up the brackets right here, updated that I got. So here we are. Again, the winner of this obviously faces Willowkeeper, but again, looking at the losers bracket, the winner or the loser of this series is going to face the winner of the Nullstone BMG series in the losers bracket. So, you know, a situation could occur where if Sync manages to lose this, they would play the winner of Nullstone BMG in the losers bracket round 2.
Pretty crazy.
That would
That's
be
like
freaking
grand
insane.
finals. That's
like
grand finals.
Exactly.
Right
That's a grand finals matchup. It loses bracket round 2. Anyways, that's all a what if. That's all stuff has to happen here. But yeah, back to the draft indeed.
Yeah, so obviously first pick Magnus, this is very, very common. It's because the hero is just so reliable and so good, like you're always going to land that Lava Surge, and the eruption in teamfights is just so strong. Obviously Rexars pick up the engineer to sort of counteract the effectiveness of Magnus, but honestly I don't think Sync would have picked up the engineer. I think they really do prefer the Pyromancer. Like every single game I think Pyromancer's on the board, I think Sync will pick it because the hero is just great, offers great amount of burst potential, and as long as you have like the Magnus to sort of follow up, to lead the stun, Pyromancer will always land his stun and can dish out that damage. Like the Pyromancer Magnus combo is arguably better than the Magnus Engineer combo that was more fame acclaimed kind of thing. But yeah, it offers a little bit more burst potential in the middle lane in terms of laning, but also offers a lot more burst potential in sort of team fights as well, which is really quite important now, particularly in this meta. Like if you can burst someone down before they can do anything in terms of their spells, then you know you're gonna win the team fight. So. And obviously Engineer is good in team fights, but once you pick up the Shrunken Head or you're fighting against minions, like the Elmer will just be dropped in that respect. So Burst is so much more reliable, and for these top teams, it's all about reliability, man.
Kind of fun seeing the Chipper pick up here, of course, in the hands of Zibe here, just on another team, so I assume that's where it will end up at least. So Rexar's got him the Chipper. Now, you look at the bans here, Puppet Master, Tempest, Rally, and Madman. Again, we're stressing that last series. Rally apparently something that Reason Gaming has been known to run lately. Apparently Rexars may like to run it recently too. It's going to be banned out here by Insania. Yep. So
I think they're banning out the Rally because I think it works very, very well with the Engineer. Not in middle lane, but actually in the long lane. I talked about it in the last series, but Rally is a great dual laner, aggressive dual laner, because he has that compel, and not only can you save yourself, but you can save your ally. And for heroes like Engineer, normally you could never ever run him in like an aggressive dual lane because he's just too fat and too slow. Doesn't have his own escape mechanism. But if you pair him with a Rally, like he has his own escape mechanism. And with the Parasite on the board as well, they could have easily did like an aggressive tri-lane with the Parasite in the enemy jungle. So just bans out there, and hopefully she sort of shut down any aggressive tri-lane from Rexars just with that one ban. So that's quite nice.
Yeah. So here we are with where are we at? Final ban on the other side. There we go. Flux obviously coming out for Sync Esports right there. And now Rex is going to think about theirs. Man, Sync already down to 4 seconds of extra time. Really putting some good thought into what they want to ultimately ban there. And the pick, however, pretty snap pick coming out. You got Pebbles.
And look at this early to mid game. Like it looks so scary, but at the same time, it is kind of I wouldn't say easy to counter, but if they can get over that initial power curve of Sync, like which is more like the 25 to 30 minute mark, Rexars can take this game. Like, I'd like to see him pick up a hard carry that normally picks up a Shrunken Head, for example. I think Dark Lady would be a little bit too greedy because I don't think she's going to be able to farm. Because once Pebbles picks up his portal key, then he's going to be roaming around and getting kills left, right, and centre with the Magnus, with the Doctor Repulsor. Like, you want to pick up a carry hero here that can pick up Shotgun Head, but his farm's quick enough to farm it. Like, and I can't really suggest that kind of carry. Soul Stealer perhaps, but at the same time they picked up Parasite, so he could easily shut down in lane as well. Like, this is a hard pick honestly from Rexars, but one thing's for certain though, like Sync will probably run maybe perhaps the Doctor Repulsor bottom and then Pebbles mid, and just try and focus that portal key and then go from there, because these 4 heroes already are just so strong in terms of early rotations. They might actually pick up another support here and run an aggressive dual lane with Magnus perhaps as well. I mean, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I think Blitz would be a decent pickup here, because like then they could aggressive dual lane with Magnus, and then perhaps even solo mid Doctor Repulsor, for example. But we'll have to see. Ophelia is still on the board, and that would be decent because at least they can push their early game advantage with towers as well. But they're going to go Solstice again, so at least they offered him some kind of late game potential with Doctor and Solstice and
still there. They decided to pass up Ophelia and go the Solstice here.
Yeah, I think it's because they're playing against Parasite, and also perhaps they're perhaps scared of any sort of hard carry pickup here from Rexars, and they want that sort of late game potential with Solstice. So picked up last game, worked for him, so why not pick up here again in game 3, I guess.
Well, you know, you're talking about a hero, the carry hero potential that can get that shrunken head. What about something like let's just say Salamon. Just get Salamon in here and get that early shrunken head.
Does he really go early shrunken head though? He goes early Resto. I don't know about shrunken head.
He could get a shrunken head.
I think in this game though it's going to be different, because I thought Sync were going to pick up actually aggressive dual lane, but I did mention Sorcerer as well, and Sorcerer is decent, I guess. Well, the one issue now is, well, after they picked up that Soul Stealer, once they pick up that Solstice, they've got Solstice and Doctor Repulsor now against Soul Stealer, and I mean Soul Stealer is a great carry hero, but facing 2 decent scaling cores here from Sync might be in a little bit of trouble, but they do have some good ganks with Chipper, Parasite, and Gauntlet. If they can get maybe some early rotations, you know, who knows, man? Who knows?
Well, Rexar is definitely going to need to take care of business sooner than later, as no doubt here. So,
Sibby, Chipper, though.
Yeah, of course.
In for a treat, boys.
That's good times. And, you know, he himself, he's actually played against Sync, you know, plenty of times. Obviously, as a team in Rexars, maybe not as much, but hey, they even took the first game, keep going back to that. So. Don't let that fool you. This is a Rexars team that just always love that. You know, just ask the team, see if they're doing Conquer. It's, you know, understandable.
I think I would like to see Rexars do an aggressive trial on them, because Solstice isn't the greatest jungler to sort of handle himself. Like perhaps maybe like an Ophelia or even Tempest might be a little bit better, but against Solstice, like he can get shut down quite a bit, and it does look like Rexars are formulating that kind of aggressive dual lane. Yeah, Chip is coming down as well. Unless, I mean, kind of like when I mentioned about the rally, you know, rally can sort of save Chip Engineer, but if Plicit here is good enough for his Gauntlet, like he can sort of save Engineer plus himself as well, because obviously you can hook him back to sort of back to the lane kind of thing. So, I do like this lane rotation, because like Pyromancer isn't going to be that great in terms of boxing out like the Engineer either. So I do like the rotation. And Sync might be expecting it though. Who knows? Well,
you got Flensmonster just sitting patiently down here, but as far as Sync is concerned, KZ on Magnus heading towards the top lane, playing the good old Suicide Magnus. Feels like it's been a little bit since we have seen that actually, but I'm gonna be on a Suicide Magnus here, not playing Hellbringer like he played the first game. It's kind of unfortunate to watch that game, man. I would have loved to see a Suicide Hellbringer, but
would have been Suicide though.
I mean, that's true. I guess it wouldn't have had to be Suicide. I know it was played by KZ, but now it's I'm not sure exactly where it was played. But anyways, the Pebbles Pyromancer does in the middle, of course, against the Gauntlet here.
Oh, blocked it as well, actually.
What's that? Oh, the Parasite camp?
Blocked it. At least he's got the other one as well, obviously, to deal with, but still.
He's going to see if he can come over here on the cliff. Yeah, he's going to get the Vulture Lord here.
Direct path in. No! Fail. Did direct path in.
Solstice's like, wait a second, what?
What's going on here?
What are these creeps doing here? And Parasite will run into him. So, yeah, Solstice, not like an Ophelia. He's not too concerned about a Parasite. He's like, I'll duke it out, man. I'll go at it now. Gauntlet middle lane. Holy crap, actually. Yeah, Gauntlet's a lot of pressure. It's going to be fine as Engineer rotates over. But you see Pyro and Pebbles really doing some good damage off the bat there. Get him low enough for a possible kill, but...
What's Parasite doing?
What is Parasite doing? What the hell is Oh, there he is.
Middle lane.
Okay. In the middle, Kek's done. Okay. He's going to be fine.
I don't know. He's going back to his own jungle, and I'm not too sure about this, honestly. I think he could honestly be harassing a lot of Solstice and making his sort of life a little bit of a living hell. But I guess he's maybe a little bit scared, seeing as Engineer's only the middle lane compared to what he was before. So I guess it's okay. I guess, and obviously one of the hard caps is already blocked. So fair dues.
Huh.
Fair dues.
That was an unfortunate angle there from Explicit playing the Gauntlet or oh, God, I hate that name. Plicitus?
Plicitus. I don't think it's silent T.
That's what it is.
Plicticit. I can't remember you right.
Plicticit. Anyways, the Gauntlet hook right there. It's at a funky angle, completely whiffed. Really, I think he was going for Pyromancer, but just not able to land it. So he's doing the world, but I figured I'd call him out for some reason. Top lane, Keizu again going against Big Arlong, playing the Soul Star. Big Arlong, the carry player of Rexars. 12-2 start. So 11-1 right here, and actually, Vagabond leader coming in with Parasite. Applies some good damage. Definitely not a kill, but says hello basically and lets him know that he's nearby. So yeah, Parasite giving that information away, if anything. But
Kei's just doing decent though in this lane.
Yeah, he is.
I think he's really kind of abusing this sort of fog of war kind of thing. Like he's standing in the trees and only sort of showing himself when he goes for a last hit. So it's actually quite a nice play. Like you come up for this last hit and go boop, and go for a stun. So
there you go.
Kind of nice. Like if he's in the lane, like Solstice can do this and just harass him so much. So he has to be in the fog of war. So just a nice play count from K2. In that respect.
He's done this before.
It's true.
Safe to say. Back to the middle lane here. Pebbles 13-3, Gauntlet 9-0. So Pebbles having the better start here. Mickey on that Pebbles. Solstice. No, he's fine. Oh, geez, look at this. Kind of a stack coming out here.
Hook. Oh,
that's
middle lane.
Benefits of Solstice. There's the hook from Gauntlet, though, in the middle lane. Going for Pyromancer, actually. The chuck away, however. Going to be fine initially. Nope, not enough. Pyromancer goes down. Serenia actually playing the Engineer gets credit for the kill. You see Pebbles still there, but yeah, I didn't even notice Parasite was honestly there initially, but that makes a lot more sense. So Bloodlust kill comes out for Rexars in the process. Good execution there. Using the Parasite Roam as he gets the Blood Chalice on top of that. Now he did go the boots first.
Yeah, and if you compare the junglers compared to like Parasite and Solstice, I always think Parasite can get involved a little bit more earlier than Solstice now. Obviously, because he got the nerf to the Q. Like the range is so goddamn awful at level 1 and level 2. Like you have to get like level 3 or level 4 to really be involved in ganks, unless like you have perfect initiation and follow up. So that is probably why we see Parasite getting involved a little bit more early than Slapped, but Slapped is farming a bit better. So. Still doing decent, but it's really important though to sort of shut down the middle lane, particularly when you're playing against Sync, because if Mickey has a good time, like Sync have a good time, put simply, like Mickey is so instrumental in terms of them having a good time, because he's just their playmaker. Like he just seems to make them play so much better when he's having a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, and Sandy has said it himself. Like when Mickey has a good time, like the atmosphere's good, and like everyone on Sync just plays better. So shut down Mickey, shut down Sync.
That's a good strat, definitely, and we'll see if Rexars is able to accomplish that. Obviously, bottom lane, Chipper going at it with Dr. Repulsor. Engineer is here as well. Down goes Chipper. Can Engineer at least get a counter kill? I don't think so, and actually Engineer might be in a little trouble himself, as he does not have much life. Solstice is running it. Dr. Repulsor putting on the auto attacks. There's a stun from Solstice, and down goes Engineer. So yeah, Doctor doing just enough to stay alive against both Chipper and Engineer right there. In fact, it ends up being a double tap turnaround, so that's not what you need if you're Rexars here. After they got that earlier on Bloodlust kills, Dr. Pulsar will gladly take that farm and use it to his advantage. Now Soul Stealer does have 330 gold per minute farming so far, and continues to do pretty well up here for the time being, at least.
Yeah, so obviously we didn't talk too much about Zube playing Suicide Chipper, and this is what I was talking about. Like when we did see Suicide Chipper with like Jonas and family, it was normally like the middle lane though.
Yeah, great catch on the Pebbles right there. This time the hook angle wasn't awkward; it actually lands perfectly, and the chase on Pyromancer not going to happen, but they'll be happy with that Pebbles kill. Goes back to what you're distressing. Lock down Mickey, gives you a much better chance.
Yeah, and always, the first gank was obviously decent because they killed on Pyromancer, but like even just in terms of like raw stats, like the Pebble was just was worth so much more. Like obviously he's level 5, and it just like is the hero you want to be stopping. So just great rotations from Parasite. And honestly, like normally we don't see a lot of Parasite rotations until he gets level 6, but Rocky Balboa, they're doing a sort of focusing a lot on this, and it's good to see.
You see Solstice in the bottom lane trying to set up the kill on a Chipper. Looks like they are going to be successful. He knew it was coming, but Dr.
Level
Repulsor
6,
was
man.
keeping him slow, yeah.
Level 6 Dr. Repulsor +1 is just so hard to dodge any kind of ganks from. And you're going back to the Chipper on the Suicide lane. Like this is what I sort of like. Normally, like we only see Chipper in Suicide lane when he's a sure 1v1 in the bottom lane. But obviously that first early death is what got him in behind, and then that one death got him behind, and then it was like level 6 and Dr. Repulsor, and it's ended up from there. Top lane though, Pyromancer and Celsius is here.
This is going to backfire. Yep, there goes the center from Mavis. Eruption goes off. It does. No, he can't get it off despite Solstice's best efforts, but it doesn't matter as both Soul Stealer and Parasite get picked up. Engineer somehow actually gets away, but the Breath of Soul right there, more than enough to help secure the kill on both of those two.
I think it's Invis rune on Pyromancer as well, so
Yes.
just good rune control. Something that like is not talked about a lot, but is so instrumental in terms of these early rotations because like without Invis or haste, they're not going to make those kills all middle lane.
Yeah, Gauntlet Blast comes out. There's the hook to pull him back in. Pebbles, will he actually drop the stun? The Pyromancer follow-up. And no, they cannot secure the kill. So very good stun coming out. Even despite the Gauntlet Blast initiation right there. So definitely could have really used that kill at his Rexars, but missing out on an opportunity. And again, back to just good play coming out from Sync Esports. Also, great rotation on their part. Now, Solstice, he also did that just before daytime or nighttime hits, and now it is nighttime, so more of the single target threat here, as well as his ultimate now applying. This is the one that does the fear, right? Yeah, a 1.5 second fear here. That he's able to take advantage of as well once that cooldown comes back up in about 20 seconds. We'll see if they find any opportunities. Solstice definitely an intriguing hero, though. That day-nighttime, that's just one of those. Is that he's the only hero. I mean, there are reasons to obviously pay attention for day and nighttime, other than the hero Solstice, from just vision in general. But when you have a Solstice in the game, you may be paying that much more attention to it.
Yeah,
making sure you know whether it's day or night. Going up.
This mid lane is so volatile. Like both Gauntlet and Pebbles are so afraid to sort of show up on the map and go for last hits. Like they're only hatcheting them and letting the supports get them because I mean like with both of these heroes, if either jungler gets rotations in, like they're gonna die, put simply. And here comes Parasite as well, so you gotta play a little bit defensive.
Doesn't have a face hug just yet. Only level 5 currently.
Does this ward spot him? This ward up here, top lane. I don't think it might do. I don't know.
Again, this is one of those, like, it's cool that we can see the length, but we can't really tell if that actually would... I don't think so.
I think these trees block him,
yeah,
but...
I'm pretty sure they do.
Nevertheless,
back to the middle lane. Pebbles, he still might be in trouble. Is he barely going to get away again? No, he will not. Engineer should be able to chase him down. Yes, he will. Engineer now in some trouble himself. The Magnus stunts in, going for the eruption. It looks like he's going to be able to get it off. Colin trying to run away with the stability. Turns around with the auto attack. LA's down. He goes, however. Parasite is able to stay alive for the time being. He's actually infested the catapult, trying to help out his teammate right here. But Kaiser playing that Magnus. He wants kills. He gets the one kill. He might be in more trouble than something else. Solstice runs in with the night version, and down goes Parasite. There we go. Anyways, well, overall, what was that? Really a 3-for-1, I think, in favor of Sync Esports. So, man, and that's with the jump on the Pebbles.
And Zibby died bottom lane as well. So this Suicide Chipper is really having such a tough time, and it's just not really being impactful at all. Like when Doctor gets level 6, you can't lane down here. Particularly with Solstice getting level 6, level 7 as well. He's going to have the rank 2 or rank 3 Q, and that's when it gets dangerous in terms of laning down here. And yet he's going to come back down here as well. But I mean, if you have such a weak time in terms of the laning phase, it's so hard to really get back into the game. But Gauntlet is smoked up though. Going to find Solstice.
Yeah, what is he? I'm not going to be able to follow up for a kill, however.
I think he's trying to smoke down to the Doctor or Pyro bottom lane.
Yeah. So Solstice is going to be fine. In the mean, I mean, he had a Gauntlet Blast even and a grapple, so choosing to really back down right there.
Bottom lane
would add enough damage. But yeah, speaking of the bottom lane, the Invis Engineer coming in with that dust, or more so the Mountain Raw Pyromancer Holy crap. There we go with the burst damage of Chipper coming out. Energy field even put down. I think they were almost expecting a doctor, yeah.
I think he was expecting Doctor or Solstice, so good safe play.
Just to be sure, and it's going to be on cooldown for a little bit, but nothing wrong with making sure. Again, they don't obviously have the vision that we do, so understandable. Well, I felt a little threatened there. Dr. Repulsor, speaking of him, he's actually in the jungle currently. Yeah, Solstice takes over the bottom lane. It's a little bit of a reverse right there.
I'd like to see Pebbles take over the bottom lane because like he's going to be the person who's going to be making the plays. Like he needs portal key. Like as I mentioned before, get portal key on Mickey and then make plays from there. And, I mean, Solstice can farm the jungle. Like obviously, I know Doctor's farming it at the moment, but he could even farm like the enemy jungle if he wants to play incredibly aggressive, or just set up ganks, which he's going to do. So yeah, just going to sit down bottom and try and protect the Pebbles, which is the right play to make good rotations as well. Mentioned the good rotations coming out from Tree, but Sync doing the same.
Yeah, Pyromancer picking up farm where he can a little bit. Yeah, I was going to say he needs to be careful though, because Gauntlet gets a hook on him.
Chipper is following Insania, by the way. Like Chipper came down bottom to kill him. He's going mid as well.
Yep, looking for a chance. Ooh. Nope, the tower sees him and will come out as a result. What's going on over here? Magnus runs right by Soul Stealer. I think some rune control coming out. Refreshment rune looks like was picked up. Soul Stealer, big Arlong. I mean, he is still farming very well. And, you know, again, I know we jumped in later on to last game, but something tells me last game might have been somewhat similar. Because Big Arlong playing the Doctor last game, his actually farm was pretty damn good, despite his team being down 20,000 golden experience. So it's almost like they're really trying to invest in, again, the carry strategy, really get him the farm and then being able to take off. But things around also need to be at least somewhat successful for that to truly work out usually. Bottom lane, Chipper going to be gone on once again. Nice Kegstone though from Engineer. Yeah, we're expecting that. Dr. Pulsar, he runs out of mana. He has barely any left. Is it going to be enough? It looks like it is. He even gets chucked back, and you see Solstice right there, even using that Breath of Soul. I guess it's Lunar Judgment at night. And actually will keep Rexars from pursuing further. So no one dies. I mean, that was a chance to turn on. That was a beautiful time to Kegstone.
Yeah, I think honestly, like, I think Zibbe sort of panicked, chucked his rockets out. Like he popped the showdown, which was fine, but Dox had no more mana. Like he used all of his mana to sort of jump onto Zibbe, and then Zibbe misses both of his rockets. And I think if both of those lands, they can easily get a return kill onto Flensmaster because he had no mana to get away. But with those two missed rockets, like they don't want to commit any further, so back off.
Yeah, you got the Ballista taken over by Parasite, so in that Magic Community course with a Pyromancer Magnus nearby, he's not too concerned. Hook, it does land. Beautiful angle right there coming out once again. Pyromancer's done on top of Magnus. They didn't really stagger the best. The Blazing Strike even used, but it's not enough for the kill and Gauntlet. And now Magnus, he needs to be a little careful. He will start to get away and be fine. Yeah, that hook, man, that literally had to be the last pixel of the hook.
Yeah, man.
To hit right there, so good job, though.
So, I mean, all the while as well, Solstice is just having all of a time, man, just farming up here top lane. Yeah. I mean, you could have even been questioning him, and maybe like he could have maybe even pressured the tier 1 top perhaps, but I mean, it is like 50%, so he's doing decent, and I think he wants to almost not harass like Sync. If he can, it's really weird to explain, but like if he starts pushing top, Sync then have to force a rotation, and I think he just wants this lane to have a nice timing just in the top lane and just sort of sit there and farm up his Shrunken. He's got to push out now and rotate to the jungle, which is a good timing, actually. Because Doctor and Solstice were coming over. So.
Yeah, that's definitely a very good timing. Now they're still coming over as Solstice, at least. That's a true Invis rune, so he's not going to be spotted here. Soul Stealer in a lot of trouble. Magnus coming in as well. There's the opening. Soul Stealer, the Lunar Judgment will put the fear on. Dr. Pulsar even comes in. I mean, there's nothing he could have done there. Even with the ward aside, you'd figure he'd be fine, but no, it's just great job by Sync. Taking advantage of the control there.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like he started pushing out the top lane, and then Sync just instantly rotate over. But maybe it's just coincidence. Mid lane though.
Yeah, another good hook. I actually caught that right as he did it. Plicticid right here. You know, I gave him a little bit of slack earlier for the bad angle on a hook that he attempted, but ever since then, man, it's almost as if he heard me. He's like, "Shut up, Ricky. I know what I'm doing." He's landing like every single one. So, pretty impressive to watch, honestly. And well played, well deserved there. I mean, he's really the one keeping Rexars in a decent spot here as far as still having a good chance. Cause
him and Solstice, yeah. I mean, not to flame Zibbe, but his Chipper just hasn't had any impact in the game. Like, you compare it to, say, Keizu on the Suicide Road, like, they're sort of complete opposites now. Like, 290 GPM on Magnus Keizu, 180 on Chipper, and it's just like, Sad to see. But he wasn't even a hard lane, though. Doc's repulsor when he gets level 6, plus a good gank partner with Solstice. And Chipper is just obviously a very, very bad suicide laner because he has no escape mechanism. Mid lane, though, another hook, man.
Yep, that was weird. The face suck went out as he was in the air, basically, but Magnus will fall as he gets picked up. So yeah, that sounded like it started with the hook, though. I missed it on camera, but Gauntlet doing a pretty good job of landing another. And again, I know Solskjaer's obviously having a great time, but again, I go back to the fact that if it's not for Gauntlet really getting his kills here constantly and setting them up, then even with Solskjaer's success, really that.
No, you're right. No, because even if Solskjaer has farmed out his brains, it doesn't even matter because the game will kind of be over for the team because there's no tempo controller. Gauntlet is the tempo controller and sort of the playmaker at the moment. So
yeah.
Talking of playmakers, though, Portugal on Pebbles, he's missed the Steam Boots, but it might be enough, though, just to sort of get one gank off and then farm Steam Boots after that. I did like the item pickup, actually.
I mean, he did get the Grave Locket first all the way, so that is kind of interesting. Yeah, seeing a Grave Locket instead of just going full Steam Boots here first. But
I think he wanted it, so he has the 10-second left death on cooldown timer. He started twice. I think he got it after the first death, so, yeah. It's a small thing, but, hashtag the small things break. He can make all the difference.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, Insania has full Steam Boots. He's one of these supports that really stresses getting Steam Boots no matter what. Wants to be able to tank up and also have those extra stats for, especially on a hero like Pyromancer. I mean, he needs to cast those abilities, and a level 2 Blazing Strike can get very expensive. For support. Top lane. Okay, Kaiser goes down actually. Kaiser still doesn't have a portal key. I mean, Kaiser actually seemed like he was off to a pretty good start. Still 2, 2, and 4, but he's no portal key yet, so. 1,000 gold saved up currently. Implicit
as well, man, making all these plays. Big difference.
That was him as well,
one thing to know though is that obviously Mickey has shown his portal key now, so that sort of portal key factor is going to be going. Top lane though, TP's coming in.
Yeah, they're going to be TPing and can Solstice actually get away? I don't know. There's the portal key from Solstice. Doctor flies and he needs support himself. Nobody's coming though.
Where's
no TP support. If there was, I mean, he would be living right now. Yeah. And he gets cut off by the Solstice ultimate. So I'm looking at the TP situation. I guess they just didn't have it, unfortunately. But
it's a little bit unacceptable, honestly. Though, like the one person who should definitely have a TP is Gauntlet, though, because if there's one person to turn around a team fight or in gank, it's going to be the Gauntlet.
Yeah.
But nonetheless.
Dang. I mean, yeah, that's a big pickoff, though. Of course, Solstice has been having a very good time, but Sync doing a good job of making sure that to address that as they do. God, are you kidding me? These hooks are ridiculous. Okay, this is getting on a pretty good level, man. I mean, it was one thing to praise him earlier, but exactly, this is even Slap's giving the nice one out. That is well deserved because wow, that angle was beautiful. So the distance is ridiculous. That got buffed, didn't it? It used to not go as far. Or was that? Am I thinking of something else?
I think you're right.
It's a Devo hook range now. Yeah.
Starving the chat.
That's funny. That's
funny.
Yeah, he's.
But yeah, these hooks are just insane. He's got portal key as well now, so plays real. Man, talking of hookers though, like Super KG doesn't ever play any hookers anymore. Like it doesn't feel like anyway. From what he used to play, like hooker every single game.
That style has definitely changed, but Plicticid is like, you know what, I'll still do it. I'll be the saving hooker here. Here we go. Speaking of him once again, the hooking power is real. Down goes Dr. Repulsor. Pyromancer coming in, but not nearly enough damage. In fact, he's going to take a lot himself. Magnus stuns in a little bit too late. The Blazing Strike from Parasite. No kind of turn off, but he can't shrug off that right there. The Breath of Soul is enough to finish him off, and that was actually at max distance it looked like itself too. So that's
nice.
Good fight there for Sync to finish it off. But again, the pick on a Doctor to start. Look at Chipper.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, he did not go up there.
Man, Rexos are still in this game, though. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Really, really well. The one issue they've got, though, is that when Flensmeister gets his icon, if that's what he decides to go, because he has picked up the Ring of Sorcery, so I'm assuming that's what he's going to go. And then maybe like the shrunken head, and maybe the Soul Stealer starts picking up irons. Unless the Soul Stealer is incredibly farmed, he won't be able to outcarry both the Doctor and the Soul Stealers. If he's like 200 GPM above, then yeah, he can, but simply. But he's had 3 deaths now on the bounce, and it's just like he's picked up shrunken, which is fine. But this is one issue with shrunken. Like, yeah, it's a great team fight iron, but you have really struggled in terms of excuse me, my voice is so gone, man. But
it's been a longer day.
It has, but with Strong Head, like, yeah, it's a great item in terms of team fighting, but you do lack off in terms of farming. Like, you can't farm ancients as efficiently because obviously you don't have the greatest mana regeneration. He has got the bottle, which is decent, but I don't think it's going to be enough to really sustain himself in the jungle. And I'm talking about him. You know, he has to get great farm, and yeah, the Shrunken Head is the safer option. But if he goes Null and then into Shrunken Head, it might be the better option just because it can allow him to get a little bit more greedy, but we'll have to see. There has been a lot of team fights, and the Shrunken Head will definitely be more useful. So, smoke bottom lane though.
Yep, here
oh
we go.
my
The
goodness!
Hook, this one's gonna miss. The Portakey reactions are coming out. Magnus something, but the energy field comes out. But look at that breath of soul right there from Solstice. Puzzle Box Mauler explodes. Gauntlet's dropping though. He will go down. Soul Stealer comes in a little late, however. Now they kill Magnus. Gonna get more. Oh, Mickey comes in with a beautiful combo himself, trying to help finish off Soul Stealer. Very likely gonna do so. He did not use the Shrunken Head that whole time. Got to question that a little bit somewhat. Chipper, in the meantime, falls back. The charge is happening. Not going to go all the way, though. And that will be the end of that, so.
That simply can't be reactions from Flensmeister, but he literally ultied to the left, and then the Gauntlet Hook came out. That is insane timing, like, really unlucky, because if they burst down Dr. Repulsor there, like, that team fight goes so differently. Like, obviously the Breath of Soul was amazing coming out from Slap. He got a great positioning and just blew out like 3 or 4 players off the map, but still though, that one missed hook coming out from Dr. Repulsor, which honestly I wouldn't say it was a missed hook, it was just Flensmeister being incredibly lucky or having reactions of an Asian god. I don't know, man.
That was pretty impressive, definitely. And you know, maybe it's just one of those things too. You get to the point where it's happened a couple of times here now. You're expecting these big plays to be made, so you just you're really ready. You're ready to press that R. You're ready to, in his case, you know, use that ludicrous speed just in time.
It seemed too fast. To be
it very likely could have been. Yeah, I'm not saying that. That's
but regardless, though, that was just insane. I give him benefit of doubt, and that was just insane. But it was like Gauntlet was invisible, and then Hook came out and he dodged it. I don't know. But either way, that was the reason why that gank failed so hard, because they couldn't burst down the Dr. Repulsor. Oh, actually, in the jungle.
Magnus, great job dodging the Kegstone. That could be a difference maker here. He's going to takes the team in hands. It will be enough for the kill, but at what cost here? Solstice comes in with Pebbles. And they clean up onto Engineer. The Hook just going to be sidestepped right there. Solstice on the run. Gauntlet Blast connects, though. And can he actually still somehow get away? Nice job with the Fury. Now it did not hit Soul Stealer, however. And the Puzzle Box Mauler, was still controlled by Parasite, so he should still be dead. As he does fall right there. So, well played by Rexars. Look at the overall stats, though, all of a sudden. Wow, 7,000 gold.
That was the one last team fight, man. The last team fight was like 8,000 gold down, and particularly in this meta, like, if you lose one bad team fight, they lost it very, very bad, so it's understandable. But like, they lost like 8,000 gold and 8,000 experience. So these ganks, they have to be on point, because otherwise things like that can happen. Like, I think Rexars were even up ahead in terms of the 1 point, but after the one team fight, definitely not. And this is where it gets scary as well, because Soul Stealer's farming just hasn't had the ability to sort of snowball. First, because his items aren't sort of farming potential, but after 4 deaths on the bounce now, he just hasn't been able to get in the groove in terms of farming. And now Doctor's actually higher farmed than him, and so is Solstice. Like, they're gonna be able to out carry him, and this is where it gets a little bit scary, because Rexars, all they have to offer in terms of the late game is this Soul Stealer, and if he's not farmed enough, like, he's not gonna be able to do too much.
No, yeah, he definitely needs to really step that up. 308 gold per minute, again, it's an okay number, but especially in the hands of Soul Stealer, when you're relying on him to have a very good time, not where they need to be. So, Big Outline here gonna do his best, I'm sure, to look for that farm as he's kind of doing here. Now, as I say that, I mean, Gauntlet did take a couple of jungle camps here. Soul Stealer was coming over, so, keeping that in mind as far as prioritizing farm.
Engineer.
What's bottom lane? Oh, yeah, Engineer gets back just
he
before.
He nearly walked into the pebbles, but didn't get spotted, even though he had smoke.
Look at that word of sight there from Sync, actually. Pretty aggressive one. Speaking of smoke, yeah, he's going to be spotted. Now, that's an illusion right there. So he should still be fine. Okay. Yeah, he gets back before the real Dr. Pulsar actually jumps him, who is nearby. I will say Doctor didn't actually have the icon finished before that big fight happened. So he's not able to get the charges from that, at least still on 0 charges. Engineer, he's dead if he keeps pushing here.
He's dead.
Well, he's dead no matter what, yeah. That's a free kill right there for Sync Esports. I'll take that.
Yeah, and in this game, I think I sometimes I do stand by my words in the sense that, like, I think Icon Goddess has a very, very small potential in terms of the competitive scene, because you simply don't get enough kills. But for this sort of strategy, like, Mickey's got his portal key, Magnus has got his portal key, so does even Slapped. Like, they're always going to be looking for kills because that's just the strategy, and as long as Doctor's involved in them, he's going to get those charges. So I think this item is decent on Indoctrinate in this particular game. So. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, these reactions, you can tell that they're kind of learning. They realize that he's a great, he's landed some pretty big hooks here. They're getting prepared, more and more prepared to dodge them. Now Pyromancer, it's almost just distracting there as Insania while they're still pushing middle a little bit.
Space created, boys. Space created.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, not really a whole lot comes of it. It actually, Wild Hunter Parasite kind of makes it fall back, and he's Insania, Well, it's not really the strongest bait, but Pebbles, Invis. He's going to wait for an opportunity here, see if he can find anybody by themselves specifically. Doesn't look like that is going to be happening, though. Soulstealer does have a Firebrand picked up now. It's good for them there. Puzzle Box, I think it might be level 2 by now. I did see level 1 on him earlier, but have to wait and see until he's out of the minion before to check. Gauntlet, is that a full Shrunken Head finished? No, okay, that's not never mind. Yes, they get the tower kill middle. That was kind of fun. Okay, Parasite is there, okay. Let's say just the creep wave, but no, Parasite in the Ballista there.
No bones picked up on Sync.
No, yeah.
That's kind of interesting. I guess they don't like it.
See, well, I talked about that earlier. When it first started to become a thing, I actually reached out to Zlap to, a known Parasite player, and he said himself he just really doesn't think it's worth. I mean, if they want to do that, he's fine with it. He even likes the fact of seeing it because that's 1,900 gold that they spent. And it says try to counter him. Yeah, Chief Bills wasn't even that strong. So,
but then like Parasite can do this, and it's just like it's just so Ebola.
Do that.
Unless, yeah, I guess. Also, they don't really have it. Like, I think if they had a hero that could pick up Alchemist Bones, then they might. But I mean, like, who's going to pick up like Pebbles? Maybe Solstice. I don't know.
Yeah, well, Solstice could.
That's
if you want to right
that's
away,
pub,
but,
man. That's pretty pub. Like, that's pub build.
That's legit.
Nah, I'm not, man.
Soul Stealer, 1,200 gold saved up, push out the top lane a little bit right there, and they're going to fall back comfortably.
They're going to try, but
that is frustrating, isn't it?
no hat. No, like if they had Hatchy, perhaps, but no Hatchy, they're not going to do anything to this guy.
You can literally just sit here in the
It's just so Ebola, man. Like this is the definition of Ebola. Like,
I mean, let's just say there's a patch coming up soon. Things may happen. So.
All these leaks, man.
They
pick up bones.
Get it, yeah.
Say pick up bones.
Yeah,
bro.
It's like they're so frustrated. They're like, we got to deal with this. This is just annoying.
Yeah, I think it's always decent, honestly. I think like on bubbles, like if you can get portal key into bones, I really like it because you can. Oh, there you go. Look, like instant.
Yep.
Instant.
Rocky Balboa was like, all right, we got you to invest into that 1,900 gold. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, that's like that one kill was like pretty worth it.
Oh yeah, probably was, yeah. And again, Alchemist Ball's actually, this is what I was talking about earlier with when we saw Madman get it. Where like on a Solstice, I like it because actually attack speed is actually pretty good
decent
on him compared to Bubbles or something like that. So.
Although I like it on Bubbles simply because you can take cover the puzzle box Mauler damage. Like if you obviously Alchemist Bones the puzzle box Mauler, you're going to take like what 800 damage. But if you do it with Bubbles, you can take cover it.
True. Well, is that the middle tower goes down right there. Got Shrunken into the works for Solstice. Now going to go on the Alchemist Bones, slowing down at least initially that pace a little bit, but eventually we'll pick it up. Geometer's Bane still in the works here for Solstice there again. He's not been able to have a really takeoff time on farm. Top lane, Magnus does get caught out. Will they be able to finish him off is the question. It looks like it. Yeah, the Rocket connects. Well played right there. They knew support was coming, so they really wanted to get him killed and get out of there ASAP, and they ultimately do. So
yeah, now is the time where I think Sync sort of power curve has come back online. Obviously, they had it when they they picked up the portal keys, but now they've got Shrunken Head on Doctor and Pebbles. Like, the only one who's really going to be doing anything is going to be the Soul Stealer, but we talked about it before. Like, he doesn't have the farm to really be able to go toe-to-toe with any of these hard carries now. Chipper is building a sheep stick, so that'll be another sort of power curve where Rectus might be decent, but at the time being, I think Sync should try and take a fight.
What just happened right here? Good. That was weird. The Gauntlet Grapple hit Engineer. I think he wanted to actually get Pebbles, but he's still going to chase right here. He has a Gauntlet Blast. Not going to be worth it, though, as they're going too deep into the Legion jungle. So it's almost a good thing for Pebbles that actually Engineer did get hooked instead of him right there. But nobody dies in the end, so
He still had Shrunken though as well. So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I honestly didn't realize that. So yeah, that probably wouldn't have mattered then.
Yeah, I think they're either going to go right now or they're going to wait for Solstice Shrunken and then make a move from there. Because like I said, like Solstice, he's got okay fun, I guess, but it's just not enough, not scary enough. Like if one item can nullify 4 heroes on the enemy team, like that's the time where you want to go, kind of thing. So
seems pretty powerful. Yeah. Do we have an idea to where the puzzle box ever? Parasite, yeah, God, I still haven't been able to see him outside of a creep here. He's the Catman champion currently, so I want to say it's level 2 at least. I mean, he is pulling up 1,700 gold here, so it actually might be level 3. But
what's his farm? 268 now. 31 minutes. I think his puzzle box level 3. Like he's only got bloodshed. Oh yeah, I think it's level 3. Yeah. 31 minutes into the game. So
yeah, that would make sense. Middle lane, that's where Parasite is. He actually has Chipper nearby. He's trying to bait right here. Yeah, he's hoping that they try to jump him with Chipper right next to him.
That's not a good bait, though.
It's the whole team, so.
Yeah, that's not a good bait. That would work.
But that's what they want.
They're
going to fall back. Yeah, that's a good choice. That could have been pretty scary. But once again, followed Rot being used actively throughout all of today. And yeah, it wasn't just one team. It's every team has been taking advantage of it.
It's cool to see, man.
I
think it has changed a little bit in terms of the ganks, like, because it is a little bit more active. It is a little bit more fun.
There is.
You know?
Oh, no, it is noticeable, definitely. And that's proven to be one of those really good. I'm sure as a designer, too, and everything, you know, two of them maybe tuning in. Happy to see that.
I'd love to actually find out like what the players think of it. Like, obviously that they think it's good because they wouldn't pick it up if they didn't think it was good.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool to sort of see what they think.
I got it. I mean, there's no way. Anyone that says like, "Oh, I hate it for the like," that's just. I mean, it encourages activity, it encourages kills, it encourages ganks. Like, what could be so wrong with that?
I think it's good.
I think.
I mean, the one issue I might have with it is that I think it's less so about early lane rotations. Like, we never see it being bought like minute 1 or before the creeps even spawn, which would be kind of cool because we don't see a lot of early rotations. Like any kills happen, it's going to be from the same lane most likely, or middle lane though.
They're going to catch him again. Yep, Solstice goes in, he launches the Alchemist Bones, and nothing more Rocky Balboa can do. So you figure by now he's going to realize, all right, I'm not as safe as I kind of think I am. Soul Stealer, he's going to pour it out. No tablet. Oh, he did not realize he had a tablet. That's a big misplay by Big Arla, and this could probably be the death of him in the end. Yep. He has a shrunken head still, but he's not going to use it.
He's dead. Yep. He didn't want to use Shrunken. He didn't want to use Shrunken just for a TB because he thought he was only Magnus, but didn't calculate the tablet, man.
You know, I got it. If it was just that, but that happened earlier too. He actually refused to use the Shrunken earlier too, and actually, speaking of Shrunken head, Dr. Poser flies in with one, and Chipper's going to be picked off. They also get Engineer. And Sync Esports, holy crap, the lead just really excels here. Now a 12,000 gold and a 14,000 experience lead. Just like that. But yeah, I was saying, I mean, early at the bottom lane, I think it was, Solstier, he had definitely chances to use it even preemptively, but he chose not to. And he's still sitting on a 10-second Shrunken head, and he's had it for like 10 minutes now. Pyromancer finally will get caught, finally gets killed.
They were juking that out for a long while, but
watching that whole time. That's it. But yeah, that's just like when we talk about, you know, a hero getting a portal key and then not using it. Now it's just like, well, what's the point? Yeah. It's the same thing with a Shrunken Head, absolutely.
I would have liked to have even got Nullstone because he would have farmed a lot better. He's really just been stagnating at 400 GPM, and I mean, yeah, like I said, it's good GPM, but not where he needs to be. He needs to be like 600 if he wants to carry this game, and he's nowhere near that. So
yeah. Hellflower coming out here from Mickey, playing the Pebbles. I don't know if it's full health. Yes, it is going to be a full Hellflower here. Is that being delivered? Hellflower also in the works for Doctor, most likely. Could be something like a Harkons, but yeah, probably not. Going to be Hellflower, most likely. For him as well. Yeah. You got a Shrunken Head on Solstice.
Wingbow in the works of Solstice, and this is actually going to be a decent item because obviously, Sync, there's no one in sort of the process of building Savage Mace, and he's got the Shrunken Head, so as long as he uses it, then he should be able to dominate these team fights if obviously Rexos can have the great lockdown to give him the time to really right click. And I think that Wingbow is actually going to be a very big item pickup, unless obviously he gets initiated on with Hellflower, then it's going to do nothing. But I think they've got hope as long as Solstice can maybe get a good soul. Oh my god!
Yeah, just stun away from Magnus, and actually that was funny because he literally was stunning up there to counter ward, and as he did it, They actually, the hook just missed him, so because of that, it actually stays alive right there.
Oh.
Chipper middle lane. They are diving pretty heavily right here. This could come at a big cost, though. Pebbles up there in the front lines with Solstice, it looks like, holding their ground. Pebbles, he eventually will get turned on, though. Gauntlet doing a good job. Here comes Dr. Pulse, however. Hellflower applied to Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer again, shrunken head. Guess what? He doesn't use it the whole time. And now the Hellflower definitely preventing there for somewhat, but again, he's not using it preemptively either, and you got to be doing that, especially at this point here. And Gauntlet's now going to be picked off as he tries to grapple back. Buyback from Soul Stealer. But that doesn't matter. I really think Rexars is just having several mistakes here that they just can't do against a team like Sync.
Yeah.
Wow, another kill actually, Parasite.
Yeah, I think it's gone to the point of no return, honestly. Like, they had a couple of potentials to sort of get back into this game, but no, I think you're right, Breaky. Like, this shrunken head on Solstice is just not being used, and it's just... And it's as simple as this, but like, if you don't use it, then there's no point even having it, simply.
That's the case. So, got he has he even gets a dancing blade here. Interesting. He went the firebrand. Now he picks up a dancing blade. Well, I guess he wants to get that the wing bow
like,
as soon as possible.
If he does get the wing bow, it will be decent. But still, there's 16,000 gold behind, and I mean, it's going to be good because obviously, as long as he uses shrunken head, then he won't be taking any damage. And if he can dish out that damage, obviously, if Rexos can lock them down, then it's going to be good. But I don't know, from past experience, he's just getting picked off before the shrunken head even pops. So.
Yeah. And well, I guess the good news is he has a 10-second shrunken head still. It'll last for 10 seconds once he does use it.
Does it? Oh my! He actually has a 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm.
I thought he was like kind of been exaggerating, but he actually has 10 seconds.
Not using it, man. Literally not used it once. 37.
Positivity, man. 10 seconds left for next.
It's more so that I'm disappointed because they've actually had a really good shot in this game here. And
yeah,
we're
they had
about a game 3 against Sync Esports, and it's just simple things like that you just you figure out this level of play you would be capitalizing on.
And that one team fight bottom as well, it sort of spelled the disaster from them. But they're going for a smoke, and this is a good play to make. Like, they need to get aggressive. They need to try and put the defensive on Sync, and they might get a kill here though.
Yeah, they're gonna open. There we go, Dr. Pulsar. No really big jump though.
Gauntlet needs to be on the front there because Engineer's not going to be able to land a keg before the reactions are there, and here comes the return.
There's the return indeed. Engineer gets picked up. Oh my god, is this going to happen again? Yeah, the Hellflower comes out. No shrunken head, couldn't get it off. Gauntlet's also going to be picked off in the process. Parasite down over here. He's chasing Pyromancer. He's going to fall though, and I think even Rexars might be at a point of honestly just
oh god, breaking.
Yeah.
I'm lost for words.
It's just unfortunate. It really is because they really
they
were
had
competing
such a good game. Like, they were looking so good, particularly in the laning phase as well, which arguably is the strongest point of Sync. Like, they had a great laning phase, and although Zibe didn't do great in the bottom lane with his chipper, they still had a great play coming out from Gauntlet. Yeah, like the farm from Soul City was bad, and then this shrunken head just turned even worse, honestly. And I mean, like Sync, they've played good and all, but they haven't played fantastic, kind of thing. Which
I think that's what really makes it. It's not like Sync's can play, off the charts themselves. Rexars just has been making some very, very crucial mistakes that again you just cannot have against a team like Sync Esports. And Sync's, almost in a sense is somewhat thankful probably, but at the same time, hey, they'll take it and they, as they should, and deservingly so. So again, game's not over yet, but at this point, especially with how it's been playing out here, you'd figure Sync Esports is well on their way now to a Game 3 victory and thus moving on to the winter bracket finals here. As Dr. Pulsar now has a token of life on top of it all. He also has 24 charges on that icon. I don't even think we've mentioned the charges yet throughout this whole game, and here he has 24.
So much for me saying, oh yeah, you don't get a lot of kills in competitive when you pick up the icon, but in this game it's a little bit of an exception.
Look at Keizu. He's living life on the edge, man. Okay, he's going to be fine. Do they not really have poor... I mean, no, they do. They had Chipper and the Gauntlet, but yeah, we're really in range right there in the background, though. They get jumped first. Parasite in trouble. Soul Stealer, he's trying to get over there, actually. His team getting jumped. Energy field is down. Eruption goes off. Magnus barely stays alive. Gauntlet, he gets picked off. Hellflower on his Soul Stealer off to the side. He's going to get stunned in. And the damage to follow, that should do it. GG, well played. He pops the shrunk in, and the game is over. No, so I know, maybe having fun with it. But anyways, quad kill to finish things off for Flensmeister. And again, Sync Esports takes the third and final game over Rexstars. And thus they are moving on to the winner bracket final. So again, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, there's so biased casting here. It's, you know, take it how you will. Whatever. I would have liked to see an upset just because as a fan in general. But at the same time, it's not even only that. It's just, again, it's just the way that Rexstars, if they were playing on at least just, you know, a really solid level like we know they can, that could have definitely been a very competitive game and a very possibly a win for them. But just some really key mistakes.
And I think that's the biggest point of, like, aggravation or sort of annoyance, and that's like, they could have won that game. Like, there's a difference between getting stomped and could have won it. Like, I think if you get stomped, it's like, okay, yeah, you know, they were the better team. But if you could have won it, then like it's, you know, you made a mistake. But nonetheless, though, I think did obviously play great. That's not taking anything away from them, but I think they did. I mean, one thing's for certain though, like the chipper didn't have any impact in the game. And I think it's because, you know, Sync, they really did lock him down in the bottom lane. When Doctor got level 6, you know, the Solstice ganks were relentless. It was like, I think he was like 0-4 in the bottom lane, and perhaps it was maybe a little bit of a draft issue, but then obviously there's the whole Soul Stealer shebang. But one thing's fair, the Gauntlet played great, honestly, kept his team in it for the whole way through, and but even it wasn't enough, unfortunately, to take that game.
Yeah, Plictissa, no doubt, had some really big hooks, and hell, I started to become more of a fan of this guy, and sure picked up several fans here on Honcast as far as watching these guys. But again, Rexstar's a team that we haven't been able to cast a whole lot of, you know, whether it's because they've been in gold or, you know, in other matchups here throughout the Diamond Division, but deservedly so. I'm glad we got the chance to at least check them out. Sure, they fall short here, but hey, they're dropping out of the losers bracket. Again, that really sets up kind of interesting there where, you know, we got our winner bracket finals, a Sync versus Willowkeeper. We've definitely had that before, and going to, as usual, be a great matchup, I'm sure. But in the bottom portion, what a lower bracket, a loser's bracket even we have here. That's going to be coming at you, and that is actually what we're going to be covering tomorrow, as always, here being the first weekend of Cycle 6. So updating the brackets real quickly for you guys. I'll pull that up in a second once it does. But, yeah, tomorrow, again, 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. Here's what we're looking at. We got Prime Icarus versus Shrek is Love, and then also that Nullstone versus Bad Monkey Gaming series. That'll be, okay, yeah, so we're going to obviously cover Prime Icarus versus Shrek is Love. No. I'm kidding, obviously. Okay, so Nullstone versus BMG. Again, the loser of that. Going
that is just
gold.
insane.
Next cycle. We're talking about two teams that have been runner-up. BMG's won a cycle, the only other team other than Sync to do it, and both of them are on the verge of being gold.
I would hate to be both of those teams, like, because
that is not a friendly matchup.
It's ridiculous.
Hey,
like,
but that's really, and you know, it goes to show you, if you slip up one cycle, you know, you're going to have that poor seeding going into the next one. And that's what BMG ran into here. They ran into Willowkeeper in the first round because of that 5th-6th finish there in Cycle 5. And so they have no one but themselves to blame in that sense. A tough matchup. They lost in 3 games in the end. And now they're going to go against another very tough opponent in Nullstone Gaming.
And, I mean, particularly now where points are so important as well, obviously going towards, like, after the end of these cycles, points are really, really important. So it's getting to the point where, you know, they have to be winning these games reliably and constantly, because otherwise they could be punished as a result. Yeah,
we're not exactly sure what the points ultimately are going to lead into. that's kind of the funny thing here. But no, but it's safe to say as far as the points go, you know, the higher seeding you are, the better off you'll be going down the stretch. So, again, Sync Esports isn't in a very comfortable spot in first place right now, understandably so. But second through, I think it's like 7th or 8th place, it's actually a pretty good spread right there. And pretty even in a sense of, like, if you have a slip-up, then you can definitely start falling down those charts. So, yeah, pretty big deal. And that all kicks off again, 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time tomorrow. So great losers bracket matches coming at you. And then, of course, into next weekend, where Cycle 6 will continue on eventually the grand final match. So that is going to do it, though. Longer day here, but, you know,